The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is, we talked a little bit about this in the past when we knew we were going to be making some changes in the office, and that is the caseloads that our case managers currently have. And I did bring this email for each of you guys if you want to look that over. Typically what ISAC recommends is a caseload of around 25 if it's a mixed caseload, a CMI caseload of 25, and CMI is chronically mentally ill, and the reason for that is there are always a lot, or not always, they can be very involved and time-consuming. A mixed caseload means you're going to get, for example, your CMI, the MR population, and some of those maybe just need respite. There's not a lot of involvement when somebody just needs like a respite service. So the efforts that the case manager puts in are going to be a lot more minimal than if they were working with a CMI individual. So that's why they say if it's a mixed caseload, try to keep it around 30. If it's a load of fairly uninvolved cases, which we never see in our office, they say up to 35. I guess what I would like to talk to you guys about is currently our 2 full-time case managers. One has a caseload of 36. The other has a caseload of 37. We still have referrals coming in. In order for Carrie to divide her time amongst her 3 responsibilities, which would be quality assurance, case management, and social work, I would like to keep her caseload around 10. Right now it's at 12 because we've just got the caseload switched over, and we've already got one at 37 and one at 36. And again, like I said, we've got more referrals coming in. What I was wondering about is coming up with, I don't even know if temporary is an option or not, but some compensation for the case managers because they're really operating at a really significantly higher caseload than what is encouraged to do. And right now we can't really hire someone else to do a caseload because of the 15-minute billing thing that we're up against. We don't know whether we're going to be hiring someone for a couple months and then have to turn around and let them go when we start billing that way.
When is that?
April 1st is the first month that we have to track the unit. Well, we're tracking the units that way now, but April 1st is the first month we will bill for, so it will be May 1st is when we will actually know how many units that we are going to bill for April.
The system is now going through a transition. The feds have told the states that they cannot. They're going to make them go to a 15-minute billing interval, and they're still not even telling them what is billable service. Are you able to go back to your office and do the required paperwork? Is that billable time? I can't imagine that it's not, but they're saying right now it's not.
They're saying right now it isn't.
And so we're in kind of a bad situation because they are saying at the state level that people's caseloads are going to be larger than they have been in the past. I mean, they're saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But we really don't know what revenue we're going to be able to generate and bill for until they come out and put the thing in stone. So we're in between those 2 times. It's a difficult. She's exactly right. You cannot include another person and then find out as in April or June that you can't continue to employ them because we won't have the revenue to do it. So I don't know.
Well, and the other thing is, a caseload of 36 and 37 is a high caseload based on the amount of paperwork we have. And our support staff, it isn't that she couldn't do some of the things. It's just we don't operate the same way that other agencies do as far as best practice and things like that. And I know DHS can kind of farm out some of their responsibilities. They have case management assistants who can sign off on some of the things, who can type up some of these reports where we don't have that. So that means all the paperwork falls in the case manager's lap. So it's a high caseload to start with, and then with this 15-minute having to do that much more documentation, it really, I mean, they should be busy all day, but there is no time to stop and even take a breath. And like I said, we still have referrals coming in. Right now, morale is good. I just would like to keep it that way. If there's any way we can look at compensating them a little bit. And one of the things too, our rate is based on our costs, our current costs. So the cost could be, our rate could be adjusted according to the cost if we do increase their pay a little bit. And currently our rate is still based on having non-salary benefits included too. So if we were to, we just haven't done another cost report since. So if we were to increase their pay with what I was thinking, our cost still may actually go down a little bit, and our rate might go down a little bit, because it wouldn't even come up to what her salary and benefits were. So, and we're operating a staff and a half low, actually.
Well, one staff. Since the transition of Dawn, one staff.
Yeah, one full staff. Yep.
Do you have any recommendation?
Well, I was thinking, this is just what I had kind of come up with, and I'll explain why there's a difference. Well, for Connie, I was kind of looking at if we could increase her pay $1,000. And with Andrea, I was looking at an $800 increase. And the reason for the difference is I was looking at longevity. Connie's been with us for a very long time. Her caseload is slightly higher, but that's going to fluctuate back and forth, so that really wasn't much of a weight. But Connie is in that office without daily support staff. So there are a lot of things that Connie has to do herself that she doesn't have the luxury of support staff filing for her on a daily basis, answering phone calls for her on a daily basis. So the longevity and the fact that she doesn't have that extra support over there, I guess I kind of thought that warranted maybe a little higher increase. So.
Have you? I mean, we're operating one staff person now. I understand that. Have you had the conversation with the IDA board?
No, not yet. No, I'm starting with you guys.
Okay.
And I don't know that I will be able to before the beginning of the year. And I guess I was thinking about doing this, obviously ahead of budget, before the July. Especially if we do look at not much of an increase in July, I'd like to see something for them.
So this would be effective January 1?
That's what I would like, but I don't know that I can get to the IDA board before then, because the only other day that they're meeting is a day that I'm going to be in Fort Dodge for the day. So.
Carrie, there would be no. Carrie would be status quo.
No, her salary right now is based on what she was hired to do, and that's what she's doing, so there wouldn't be anything there.
I don't have a problem with that.
If I mean, we're operating one person down, and I guess that the other versus trying, I suppose you could try and get some temporary help, which would be considerably more expensive.
And not easy to do either.
And not effective training.
Right.
Communication.
The only way that would work is if you had someone that had experience, which would be very difficult to find.
These people, to get paid overtime. That's one of the guys. Not unlike what we do election time with the snowstorms and the roads. What do you think, Jack?
Well, I think the money's already there. We had that in the budget for the extra person, right? So it isn't a matter of having to supplement the budget or anything.